Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen that look like those heathens. All right, this is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you, I say shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth and reminding you that though the Israelites, all right, or indeed the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, this isn't a black thing, all right? They were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and they're scattered among all people. And the Lord is going to gather them up from among all those people. And the scriptures tell you that over and over again, all right? So let's not forget what the scriptures say and not lean into our own understandings, because, you know, with the revealing of these, and I must use the word swarthy. I hate the word black. That's a word, a social construct that they developed and used, all right? And that word is a very, the definition of black is a very negative word that goes beyond color. All right, when they're calling you black people, they're calling you wicked people, they're calling you dirty people, they're calling you ugly people, they're calling you nasty people, they're calling you unruly, they're calling you evil. All right, they replaced the word swarthy and tawny, which is a perfect description of what the so-called Negroid racists, the ones who did not come from Shem, did not come from Ham, slip of the tongue, slip of speech, the ones that did not come from Ham. All right, remember, it tells you in the Zondervan's dictionary that Ham became the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes. All right, in the Youngs, it tells you, but not the Negroid races. Who were those Negroid races? Plural. Latinos, so-called natives, so-called copper-colored brown people. All right, and the Negroes also copper-colored brown people. All right, we did an experiment on the line Saturday, where we found an oxidized penny, which is the color of bronze, the color of copper, and had 5 different brothers hold it in their hand up to the camera, and even though they were all different shades of brown, the penny was still close to all their color. All right, remember, the Israelites were a brown race of people. There is no such thing as black people. I cannot stress that enough. That is a false social construct. The same as there is no such thing as white people. They made those up for confusion. It's wordplay. All right. In 1681 in Virginia, all right, was the first time in law where they actually put it to paper, where it was documented. They'll basically in 1681 in Virginia, the white race was created because no one was called white prior to that. Not in law, not in paperwork. They may have started using the term before that, but they didn't actually put it to documentation until 1681 in Virginia. Okay? So those are very important facts that need to be known. All right? We have, and like I said, they replaced the word swarthy for the word Salakia. They replaced the word swarthy with black. And here we go. I'm just gonna hold this up to the screen. All right, you got 2 chocolate men. All right, one is so-called Negro, and one is so-called African, a Jew, a Judean. All right, and they are definitely not the same people. Hamites, Africans, the sons of Ham, cannot grow beards, and their hair doesn't grow long. Negroes can grow huge, ginormous afros and long hair. All right. At least the men, because the women are under a curse right now. That's how you know who the Israelite women are, the Judite women anyway, because all the women of the other tribes have their hair. All right, but it right here, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. The African on the right side of the screen there, the Hamite. All right, so the lie has been told over and over again that, well, black people sold black people. No, Hamites, all right? Let's put that image up again. Hamites, Africans, sold Negroes, Israelites, into slavery. They are not the same people. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. So, let's go to the scriptures. All right? Because I'm going to play 2 short videos. It's not going to be a long video, but it's going to be very precise and a very precise precision hit to the cause of truth and a very vicious blow to the lies that have been told, that have been taught and pushed for centuries and generation after generation. All right, because it's called Putin reveals black Jesus and Hebrew Israelites. Swarthy, okay? And white Christians and Edomites around the world are having a very hard time. Many knew this already, and a lot of them are accepting it, but a huge portion of them are having a very hard time. And the Catholic Church has been very quiet on this subject. Vocab Malone, Dr. James White, the Edomite, all right, Dr. Quaz Brown, they've been very quiet on this subject matter, all right, and the Israelis have been very quiet on this matter, because when you're looking at these images that predate all the Renaissance whitewashed history, my client came back from Italy and was showing me that ginormous image of a pale image of David with the huge man with the baby. His penis didn't grow up with the rest of him. She was showing me that. And that is that iconoclasm, brainwashing, and just straight up racist, hateful lies to push for and say that you're the people, that you're one people, and then take the people who are actually those people and label them as a nobody, as a nothing, or something else that suits your that suits your agenda. So this is Jeremiah 49:7, and it reads, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is there no more wisdom in Teman? Counsel has perished from the prudent, their wisdom is vanished. So everything that you see that they're trying to do is being upheaved. They commit one of these atrocities. They have one of these events, and the event is picked apart in less than 24 hours from the time it's happening. Why? Because you got video, you can slow motion, you can fact check, and engineers, and they can't see the last greatest lie that they pushed, which also has been destroyed, that they've put into the history books. And the narrative that's told and taught to children is a complete lie. Is that event that happened, in September, oh so long ago. That whole thing when 3 buildings came down. They only talk about 2, but that event. All right, but this is Jeremiah 49:10. I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. All right, so he's being revealed and spoiled. All right, because his plan is to destroy the people of the earth. And it always have been, and they try to, it's a conspiracy. Look, in 1904, that wicked, demonic, Satan-worshiping Aleister Crowley, who they uplift and upheld, his doctrine is being repeated. And remember the Georgia Guidestones that was there for years until they were discovered, and then all of a sudden they got destroyed. Well, they match up exactly with this thing that happened with this scene, and many like it, from 1996. So let's play it. Let's make Esau bare.
Malcolm, you have a lot on your mind.
The sustainable population of our planet is no more than 500 million.
And we're willing to kill 7 billion.
Well, most of those lives aren't worth living. Mass of humanity in Africa, India, and China. They live in squalor. They'd be better off dead. The world would be better off without them.
Wow.
And America will be first.
Yes, well, as our friend Henry Kissinger said,
America first,
America is the only thing standing in the way of a new world order. We have foreign troops on the ground now, under the UN banner. The country only needs a little chaos.
The American people are resilient. What's to come if the citizens rise up?
Yes, well, when parents see their children starving and families hauled away to FEMA camps or imprisonment or worse, then yes, we expect some resistance at first. But the vanity of nationalism will quickly fade, and people will beg for help. Any help.
Wow, so order out of chaos. They're going to cause the chaos, and we're dangerously close to this time. It's about to happen. The movie Civil War starts in less than in about 10 days now. All right, and that's going to be a big deal. That is they do this predictive programming like that, like we just watched. All right, so they can have self-fulfilling prophecies. The way witchcraft works is that you have to tell what you're going to do before you do it, and in some of these false religions, they use these other books, like this particular people who calls themselves the people of the Bible, but yet they use a whole other book. Well, in that other book, it tells you that if you tell a person you're going to murder them before you murder them, then you're innocent of the crime. All right, and then he talked about Africa, Asia, and India living in squalor. Well, they live in squalor because of whose policy put them in squalor. They weren't living in squalor before. All right. So let's grab another scripture, and then I'm going to play this video that's on the screen that's paused. Let's get Obadiah 1:6, and it reads, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, and they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him." So Esau has done so much dirt that his allies are turning against him. And Esau is a family, is a house divided, and a house divided cannot stand. All right, they're against each other because you got Edomites that hate Jacob, and you got Edomites that like Jacob or understand that they need Jacob in order to make things run. But then you got the other Edomites that just want to eliminate them. All right, you have Edomites that are for alternative living. You have Edomites that are completely against it. You have Edomites that are all for Christianity, which isn't biblical at all. But Christianity uplifts white superiority, so they're all for it. All right? They're not for the truth that's being revealed, like the amazing things you're about to see when you see a president, a pale male, an Edomite, a so-called white man, along with his countrymen worshiping a swarthy image of the Lord as he actually was. This scene is extremely powerful. Okay? The truth is extremely powerful, damaging, and it's beautiful for us, but it's very hurtful for them, because the question has to be asked over and over again: where does this leave Christianity and Judaism? What happens to Judeo-Christianity now? And a lot of them are speaking up, and a lot of people just having cognitive dissonance and exercising, their pale, so-called made-up whiteness, but their Edomite fragility. I'm not even going to call it white. The same way I don't acknowledge the word black, I don't acknowledge the word white. There is no such thing. They are actually red. They are the true red people that the Bible speaks of. They get embarrassed, they get sick, you slap the shit out of them, they turn red. All right? So without any further ado,
a black man can steal your stereo, but he can't be your saint. A black man can steal your stereo, but he can't be your saint. A black man can steal your stereo, but he can't be your saint.
Just trust me.
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakar Kudash, Kwam Yasharala, Kwam Yasharala. All right? Because the truth, they are going to take the knee, and they are going to be servants. Every one of them. Thus saith the Lord. This is 2 Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. The truth is being declared. Let's get a few more scriptures. All right. I reverence what I just witnessed. All right. This is and many men have longed and waited to see what we're seeing now. This is Revelation 18:6. John Wayne is rolling over in his grave, right? And it says, reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill unto her double. They have to go through double the slavery, double the punishment, double everything that we went through. That upon the return of the Lord. All right? Point blank period. Revelation 13:9-10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity, who took the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans into captivity, all right? We were still found in their hands. That's a death sentence. He that stealeth a man, if he be found in his hands, he shall surely be put to death. All right? Hid the evidence, covered up the receipts, and buried them in tombs, hid them in basements of museums and inside of warehouses. I remember seeing the images of the Russian soldiers in the 1800s, in the mid-1800s, with all the images like you're looking at now, the Jewish Russian soldiers, removing them from the churches, hiding them and destroying them and replacing them with pale ones. All right? Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword, what nation blessing was the sword? The Edomites. And with that sword, he raped, robbed, stole, and enslaved most of the world, all right? And stole his way into richness and control over the world, even though it was the Lord that gave it into his hands. He didn't do it on his own accord, but he used his blessing and to get what and there's a temporal, this as Elder Yaki like to say, this evil, this current evil, wicked temporal world, and this temporal system is falling. All right, it's falling. It says, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The saints of the Most High God are waiting patiently with faith, all right, to put the sword to those who enslaved them and put them to the sword. That is righteousness. That is justice. That is godly. And that is what's written in the scriptures. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wakaha Kodash, Kwam Yasarala.